Okie dokie. So you're making an ornament. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas ornament. It can be any sort of ornament that has to hang. If you read your design requirement, let's see. Let's start at the top. You got to create an ornament that can be hung. It has to hang. One of these down here would not hang. It needs to be designed and sent to the printer by the end of the day on Thursday. Monday, which is today, well, tomorrow, but today when you're watching this, you need to submit the share link to your ornament so I can verify you've actually started working on it. Tuesday, you're going to have to add your name and year onto the ornament. You have until Thursday to work on this. You have class time on Thursday. Those of you who are in person on Thursday, you will have class time to work on it on Thursday, but not the whole class period. You have about 10 minutes of something else you have to do with me first. Okay, here are your requirements. It has to have at least 5 shapes combined together. So, a sphere with a hook on the top, that's only 2. That will not meet the requirements. It needs to have 2020 on it, so it needs to have the year on it. Like that one has 2018, okay? It needs to have your name on it somewhere. You need to have a way to attach it to the tree or wherever you decide to hook it, which loop for the hook, some other way. So like this one, there's a loop. This one, there's nothing. So that one would not meet the requirements. That one you can see is a little hook. This one made like a wreath, very interesting. That whole part can go around the branch. And you can see right there, that one also has a hook. The maximum size is 45 by 45 by 45. So make sure as you do this, you're checking the height of 45. This forward to backwards is 45 and sideways is 45. Your file needs to be named your last name and then the word ornament. So your ornament. And if it's not named correctly, it will be deleted from the print queue, which is the line. So be creative, have fun. Here's some inspiration. So you can see like these, the Snowman and 2018 are both round spheres with loops on the top, but this one was hollowed out and a snowman was put inside. This one, 2018, was put through it. This is a tree, and if you just look at the tree, it's just a bunch of cones stacked on top of each other with a star on the top and a cylinder on the bottom. That's all it is. Merry Christmas, so that's just the letters Merry Christmas looped together with a heart in the middle. That'd be a great place to put your name and a date. In this one, they found a tree shape, and they put a star and a loop at the top and then a rectangle and put Merry Christmas on it. Again, you could put your name and date there. So it doesn't have to be Christmas. You could do snowflakes. You could do reindeer. You could do roll of toilet paper. Whatever you want. Just make sure it has the ability to hang and school appropriate, of course. Of course. Okay, so if we go to Tinkercad, remember you sign in using Google. I'm going to show you something that might help some of you guys. So if you go up here to Learn, and you go to Projects, and then see All Projects, they actually have a tutorial down here that might help you. Right here, 3D Printing Holiday Project. So if you click on it, Spherical Ornament is the one that we did 2018 with. And then there's also a toy soldier one. So you could also do dreidel or menorah. It's fine. Just make sure you add a loop so we can hang it. And you can see this is what this one would make. But this looks very similar to the 2018 one, except instead of whatever they have in the center, I put 2018. You go back, the toy soldier ornament. You could do that too. See? Look, right there. Just make sure you put something to hook it on there. Menorah works just dreidel. Let's look at dreidel. Dreidel, make sure you put the hook on the top so it can hang. The requirement is that it hangs. Menorah, again, watch the size on this one because this one looks like it might end up being a little big. Okay, now if you don't want to do any of those, you can go over here and create your own design. So you click Create New Design. I mean, if you think about it, an ornament is really just the sphere. So say you want to do a sphere ornament. You would want to take one sphere and you want to make it 40 by 40 by 40. Okay, and then you want to take a second sphere, because remember an ornament's hollow, and we're going to change this one to 36 by 36 by 36. And then we're going to change the second one into a hole. And this is where the magic happens. And you won't be able to see this happen because this whole one is going to go inside that one. So we're going to align them in the center this direction, the center this direction, and the center this direction. And then we're going to click group. So that makes this a hole, or not a hole, but this is now a hollow, but it has a certain thickness inside of it. And then if you want to put your ring on the top, do not choose ring, do not choose torus, you want to choose tube. And we're going to make this into 6. Okay. And then you want to rotate this 90 degrees, so it's straight up and down. 90. Keep going. Okay. You can just also click on it and type 90. And then you take the cone and you lift it up. And then you can drag this over. Use the arrow key, drag it over. So that's not high enough. I need to lift it up more. Looks about, that's good. Okay. And then group it together. Well, let's check. How far up is this? Yeah, 20 works. Then you can group it together and it all becomes one. Now, you know what? Let's ungroup this. Okay. So we're going to align this ring with the center of our sphere, just like so. And then we're going to group it all together. There you go. That works. Now let's check. How tall is this? Oh, 48, a little too tall, so I need to change that back to 45. Because remember, the height is only allowed to be 45. So that's a basic sphere, and then you would want to, remember, you need to name it last name ornament. So I would do Greer Ornament. So, ornament. Okay, so that would be a finished ornament. So then you would go over here, you'd click there, you click generate new link, copy link, and then you would go here, back to Canvas, click submit, and you would paste your link and then submit your assignment. Okay, now let's talk other shapes. Maybe you don't want to do the sphere. Maybe you want to do a tree. A tree is just a bunch of these stacked on top of each other. That's all it is. So you got this one that's this big. Then we take this one and we put it on top. Oh, nope, straight up and down. And you want to line them together so they're centered. See, that's not centered. That's also not round. And now let's go down, make each one 5 smaller. See how that works. So then you align them so they're centered here, centered here. You can raise. So once they're centered, you can raise the cone to make it a little higher. See? You know, at 40, let's go with 35. See, this isn't an exact science. You're going to have to like fiddle around, see what looks good for you. Oh, and chances are trees are green, so, you know, make the tree green. We need another one of those, so we're going to drag this one out. So let's see, that one was 35, so this one would be 25. And then we want to bring it up. Look at that. And again, line it so it's centered. Look at my tree. Oh, green. Group it all together. Oh, we need a base for our tree. Cylinder, tree trunk is brown. So we want this on top of there. Look at that. Align it so they're all centered with each other. Look at that. And then, we need that keyring loop. You can use this. So we'll make this 10 by 10. Make that only 5. We'll rotate that around to 90. And we're going to take the cone and put it right on top. I'm going to line it. So we want it centered here, centered here. Now, that at the top is not going to stay on there. So I want to bring this, I want to bring this down. There we go. So it's nice and secure inside, and then group it together. So that would be a tree. Let's see. What else could you make? So my TV is a little loud. Oh, commonly get asked the snowman one. So if you start with your cylinder that's 40, or your sphere that's 40 by 40 by 40, all they did was take a cylinder and rotate it 90 degrees. And then I think they made it probably 30 by 30 by 30. Oh, it's thicker than 30. It's got to be, there you go. Bigger is better in this point. And then you just align it so that the cylinder goes straight through the middle of the sphere. And then make this a hole. Or when you group it together, it makes it a hole. So then you can build inside of there. So that's that one. Let's see, what else? Oh, the letter one. Merry Christmas. So they just went over here to their letters. And they took out each of the letters and rearranged them. Remember, they have to be touching. So that's all that is. So be creative with your design. Today, assignment is just to kind of make what you want to make. Just remember, as you're making this, you are thinking about where you're going to put your name in the year, because you got to do that tomorrow. Okay, have fun.